Hey, so you're here with Eastside Shmoo. Usually we're recording from Boyle Heights and moving out, but actually today we're going to be doing something different. We're here in the city of Norwalk in the southeast side, and we're here to investigate a site and connect it to one of the locations back in Boyle Heights. Believe it or not, right here in Norwalk we have a little touch of Jewish life, well, at least life cycle events going on here. Notice this tree, Flatbush. I wonder if that's by accident. But you're going to see what I mean in just a second. We're coming just underneath the freeway. We're over next to where the 105 and the 605 meet, near the Green Line station. And we just walked under the freeway. And I have an exciting thing to show you today. So here we are off of Curtis and King Road in between the riverbed and some power lines. There's really nothing out here besides, a freeway. We're just opposite of where Norwalk High School is. But just here off of Curtis and King, near the corner of Tully, between Tully and Briar, we have a forgotten cemetery for a forgotten synagogue. This cemetery is the Young Israel Cemetery. The Young Israel Cemetery here in Norwalk on the far southeast side, this here has about 500 Jewish burials. 500 Jewish burials being protected in this site, and it's a very well-maintained site. This cemetery is upkept by the Chevra Kadisha, the group who runs the same cemetery over off of Downey Road near Olympic, and they also operate this site. This site actually, like I said, this burial site here, this cemetery, this forgotten cemetery out here, it was started by a forgotten synagogue. Over on Houston Street in Boyle Heights, in between Mott and Soto, you'll find the Iglesia de Dios de Profecía, the Prophecy Church of God, who operates a small little church, a small little dingy church that used to at one time be the Houston Street Shul. And the Houston Street Synagogue was one of the many synagogues below Wabash in the Boyle Heights area. And but this is really all that we have, aside from just a few memories, over, and a few pictures that we have of the old Houston Street Shul. This is really one of the few lasting legacies of that community. Just another one of the 30-some synagogues that operated throughout the Boyle Heights area. Of course, over the years, because of the history of many of the cemeteries and burial sites being uprooted and relocated, it was a primary concern for a lot of people to pick burial sites which would not quickly be disturbed and have to be relocated again, as was often done, not just for Jews, but for all kinds of different groups in LA. So this site would have been ideal. However, a lot has changed since then. This area has been since developed, and it's not quite as affluent over through here as it used to be. You'll see that there are some stables and stuff, but for the most part this site is forgotten, and like many other places, you can only see that it's just some of the few family members that you can see have come and paid their respects with laying stones upon some of the graves here. However, unfortunately for the protection of this site, it has to be guarded, with barbed wire. And hopefully when I get back to Boyle Heights, I'll be able to show you on the site of the Houston Street Shul. it is quite peaceful here in the middle of a residential neighborhood. So here we are back home in Boyle Heights, and right here for Houston Street, we're in front of Iglesia de Dios de la Profecía. This church, the Church of God of the Prophecy, this used to be at one time a synagogue here on Houston Street. This is the Houston Street Shul. It used to be the Houston Street Shul. Now it is a seemingly a Pentecostal church. So just come in right here so you can see the building. Of course, right up here would have been the 10 Commandments at one time, and you know, 2 lions guarding it for the lions of Judah. But in here you can see on this wrought iron here all these little, you know, grape motif and everything. Now this site is just one of you know, several sites here in the area of you know, former synagogues which are now being used as churches or cultural centers. Just one block over on Fairmont Street, over near Evergreen, there's another church that's almost completely intact, actually purposely completely intact, a church that operates it. Normally, under Jewish law, it's not normal for you to allow the building to remain. Usually you demolish it, so purposely it couldn't be used for any type of other uses that might cause a desecration to you know, the sanctity of the sites, or you know, to any of the inlaid Jewish motifs and stuff like this. As we can see here, we have some of these pieces still remaining. But I'm glad to see that this church is actually looking a lot better than it had in previous years. Recently getting a new covering of paint, making it look all fresh now. Again, this site is just one of some 30-some forgotten synagogues in the old Boyle Heights neighborhood. This site is directly tied to the cemetery, to the Young Israel Cemetery over in Norwalk, and these are really the only you know, remains that we have of you know, this once thriving you know, religious community going on right here. Interestingly, if you look in close next to the door, on the sides of the doors, in these little square areas, you can tell from the lettering in there that these were dedication, like cornerstones, memorial cornerstones that were inlaid into here. I can see both you know, English and you know, the Hebrew script of Yiddish going on in here, but they're completely painted over. Even though this once you know, formerly celebrated synagogue is no longer here, and there are new inhabitants in this building, it's not forgotten, nor is on the burial site, which pairs with this over in Norwalk. Most of the families, not just moving out to, as we see, not just to you know, the west side in San Fernando Valley, but many other communities extending themselves farther south into the southeast side, into Norwalk. You'll find you know, many of the families who came from